Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, and as you can hear, my voice is not good. It's crackling, so I'm trying to conserve my energy as much as possible in my voice. So just wanted to mention this. I'm hoping to make another video this week. We'll have to see how things go, and I assume it will be all right. But I have to, take care of my voice and just take it a little bit easy further. I do feel fine, so it's just clearing up things. I have noticed that this really feels like a cleansing of my body. Yesterday I did my consultations. This week I am quite full with all kinds of consultations because of course, I wasn't very well 2 weeks ago, so I had a lot of consultations I had to cancel that week. And I really noticed in my consultations that for some reason I just had more insight, or things were just coming through. It was quite amazing, actually. Maybe it was the energy yesterday, or maybe I am really clearing things, because that's how I see things, especially with when you're not feeling very well, that is also healing. I think the how do you say this? I'm not sure the correct term there is here. It's called in Dutch Germaanse geneeskunde, so that's like a medical way of looking at things, but it's more from a German perspective for the background, but I don't think that that's the correct term. But it does mean that as soon as your body starts, we consider it sick, it actually is healing. It's like a response to what has happened. So I do see that in the similar way, this is what's going on now with me, that's just part of healing, and that I'm really cleansing everything. So I just wanted to mention that I'm feeling fine further, so don't be afraid of that. That's the most important part, but I'm still not well. There's something going on with my throat, obviously. Speaking out, speaking your truth, I think will be very important. I think for a lot of people in general, that is very important. And I have, I fully trust that everything will be fine and okay, and I just have to go through this. It is what it is. In this video, I just want to talk first of all something I've noticed. This is from October 5th, and this is from the news.com, and King Charles health update. Medical team doing best to save monarch's life. So that is interesting, that this is really already preparing the public for something that could happen. So it's not going that well with Charlie in Great Britain. Thought that was very interesting. So it's probably not going to, I don't know how long that's going to last. And we of course don't even know who we're watching when we're seeing Charlie. But publicly the people are being prepared for the leaving of someone. That's what it seems like. They did the same thing, of course, with Elizabeth. And yeah, I think they're doing this with Charlie as well, already preparing. So that could be interesting. The other thing I also saw, this is in the Netherlands, that here in the Netherlands, it is very expensive getting your driver's license. I don't know what it's like in the rest of Europe. I do believe that in other countries it can be quite expensive, but here in the Netherlands, it's really very, very expensive. And they're just trying to up it more and more. It has to do, in my eyes, with the Agenda 2030, that of course they don't want people to really own any cars. And most people shouldn't even be driving any cars, and they wouldn't need to if they live in those 15-minute cities, because then everything is within 15 minutes walking or using your bike, and so you won't have to use a car. Maybe there's like a public car that people can ask permission to use, and of course then that has to be granted, and what do you want to do with this, and things like that. It all has to do with control. So I thought that was interesting. I do think ultimately this will fall apart. We'll have completely different technology, teleportation, so we'll be able to move through portals from one side of the Earth to the other side. It will be instantly. I do believe that as humans we have more powers concerning that, and maybe be able to teleport ourselves. There are so many things that I think are possible, but it's interesting to see that they're trying to push this through. And then there was a very interesting conversation between Elon and Tucker. Elon also showed up, of course, with Mr. T. It's interesting to see. I know a lot of people are still very distrustful of Elon, and I'm sure his background is very dark. You look at his mother and look at his girlfriends, and there is a lot of dark energy going on there. But I do believe that he has been flipped, or if this is done, if he had a choice or not, I'll leave that for what it is. I do believe that he's now working for the White Hats. That doesn't make him a great guy, of course, but he has his agenda from their side to work out things and to bring things in the open. That's how I see it, of course. See what resonates with you. I just think it's very interesting. But Elon mentioned a few things, and first of all, he's talking, of course, about the idea that apparently most people from the dark energies don't think that's necessary if you want to, vote. You don't need any voter ID. And the same people that demanded certain things, ideas, because you had to prove that you required, to get into a restaurant or to travel, but you don't have to if you want to vote. Then that's awful to ask that. It's very interesting. He also mentioned something about Epstein, that a lot of people supporting Kamala are kind of probably connected to that list, or maybe even Diddy's list. And of course, if Mr. T wins, that list will be made public. And I think those are interesting things, and people are hearing about this, of course. Like I said, I think we're all working towards something, and more things are being exposed. So the things I wanted to take a look at in this video, first of all, is what I thought was very interesting. I already mentioned that I'm not going to focus on news that much anymore. It's just, but if there's some things popping up or that I find interesting, of course, I'm going to take a look at it, but I won't be focusing too much on news anymore. Well, this is about Macron. Yes, in France, Macron doesn't want to send any more weapons to Israel. Right. Wow, Macron. He's really moving towards a different perspective. Of course, I also shared some, messages a while ago from Storm Rider, and of course, see what resonates with Storm Rider. I do find it interesting, their point of view, that Macron is more of like a triple agent, and he's most likely, connected to the White Hats now. And again, we don't even know which one it is. Is it Macron 3.0, 4.0? It doesn't really matter. But publicly, this is interesting to see. And the cards I've got were, first of all, the Two of Pentacles. We've got the Temperance. We've got the Knight of Wands in the past. And we have the King of Cups underneath the Temperance card. These are the influences on the central card. That is the Temperance card. And then we have, which I find interesting, the Three of Cups and the Six of Cups for the future concerning this. I feel that they're kind of isolating Israel more and more, and the support is kind of falling away, and this just leads to other things. Of course, there are White Hat influences already from the past. I believe that's connected to Macron. And he's trying to balance things. We've got two balance cards here, the Two of Pentacles and, of course, the Temperance card, both about balance. This is, of course, the central card that's connected to creating balance. So there's a new balance coming in. And the King of Cups, it's also about connecting people. I think this is trying to get, Israel and Ukraine kind of separate from all these things. The dark energies try to protect them at any cost, and the support is now falling away. And this will lead to other countries speaking out. It's so important that these things, get moving, and people are speaking out against what is going on. So I do think that that has to do with Macron. Maybe later on he'll change his mind again. You don't know that. You don't know what the agenda is, but it is now moving things, it's putting things into motion by speaking out against it, which is very interesting. We've got the Three of Cups and the Six of Cups. So for the future, I see celebrations, that's the Three of Cups, but also children. And we do know that, especially with Israel and also the Netherlands, by the way, there is a connection with children. Of course, worldwide there's a connection, but especially in Israel and the Netherlands. if you look at certain people that are connected with things that happened to children and actually been, well, convicted of certain things, that there is a high level of those people in Israel. You can actually look that up. They're probably, well, basically everywhere. It's awful if you think about that. And of course, there's a reason for that. So I do think that it's not a coincidence that this Six of Cups is showing up. More and more things are going to come out. It's about balancing things. So that's the cards for Macron. And the second thing I wanted to take a look at is what's going on now with, let's see if this way, yeah. With something that was happening here in Germany, but also in Rwanda. There was like an outbreak that has to do with Mar and Burg. And, well, they're trying, of course. And apparently they're also sending stings that way to Rwanda. And there was some kind of unrest going on in Germany, that two people that had contact with someone in Rwanda who was traveling by train here in Hamburg. They got these people off the train there, and it turned out it was a false alarm. And I think this is very important, but in my eyes, it's showing that a lot of power has been, how to say, they don't have that ability anymore to bring it at such a large scale. It shows to me like they don't have that. They can do it on smaller scales, like they can, how do you say this, activate certain puppets, of course, in certain places to create fear and chaos, but they're not capable of doing that at such a large scale anymore. So I thought that was very interesting. The cards I've got is, first of all, the Two of Wands. We've got the Queen of Wands. We've got the Nine of Cups in the past. Let me see this way. Yes, in the past. We've got the Six of Swords underneath the Queen of Wands. So these are the two influences. The Two of Wands are an influence, and the Six of Swords on the central card of the Queen of Wands. And then for the near future, we have the Six of Cups again, and we have the World card. So to me, they're still trying to get this through. They're going to try and see what sticks, but they don't have the capability because most is already under control by the Whiteheads. So maybe they are still, you know, that the dark energies can still do it on a smaller scale, but I do believe that the Whiteheads make sure that it's not going to get completely out of hand. But I don't think they have, the dark energies have that ability anymore, because otherwise they would have tried it by now. They could have easily tried it with something by now. We're almost 5 years further, you know, in March. It's 5 years ago what has happened, of course, around the world. And they could have tried other things. So they are still trying to do something, but it's not getting anywhere. Whiteheads to me are in control, and we're moving away from this fear and trying to, you know, create chaos and fear again. We're moving away from this with the Six of Swords. And we have the Six of Cups and the World card for the future. So we're moving towards this new world and, you know, ending a cycle. That's what the world is, a successful ending of a certain cycle. The new earth is coming in to me. It feels like that. We can already feel the energies. We can already start working with that if we want. The Six of Cups is also protecting the children, because a lot of, you know, things and connected to this have happened, of course, with children. It's awful. We're about protecting the children. And this, of course, on a very large scale, everything that's happened with the children, is very important that we understand what's really been going on and that people are starting to understand. But I do think more and more things are going to come out about that as well, connected to stings, connected to, you know, all these things happening on such a massive scale. But we're heading towards something completely new. We're heading like a new earth, new way of thinking. And I might make a video about that, but it's more of a feeling that I have than that I truly know what it's going to look like. It's probably going to really be amazing, but I'm not sure how we're exactly going to get there. But I've already made a video about how are we supposed to do all these things, how are we supposed to create all these changes, and the best way is to just trust, because we really just don't know how everything is exactly going to go. So I'll leave you at this with this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.